Hello everyone, welcome back to Pabbly. In this video, we're going to learn how to create Shopify customer on Paperform submission. So I am an owner of an e-commerce store and using Paperform, I have created a form with the help of which I collect my leads data and this form is embedded on my website. And using Shopify, I manage my online store. Now over here, what I want is that as soon as when you have the lead, a new form submission is going to be done using Paperform. I want to create that lead as a customer in my Shopify account. Now creating these customers manually is very time consuming. So what I've done is I've simply automated this entire process with the help of Pabbly Connect, which is an amazing automation and integration software. And here in this automation, I'm going to build a connection between Paperform and Shopify with the help of it. So if you also want to learn about this amazing automation process step by step, for that let me take you to my screen. In this video, we're going to learn how to create Shopify customer on Paperform submission. So as an owner of an e-commerce business, I use Paperform to collect the leads data from potential customers who are interested in the products through sign-up forms. And I use Shopify to manage my online store and track my customers' data, process orders, and run marketing campaigns. To ensure seamless lead management, I've automated the entire process so that every new lead captured via Paperform is instantly added as a customer in Shopify. This helps me engage with my potential buyers right away, send targeted offers, and nurture them into loyal customers effortlessly. And I'm going to create this amazing automation between Paperform and Shopify with the help of Pabbly Connect. So on the screen, you can see the website of Pabbly Connect, that is pabbly.com/connect. After browsing this website, we need to sign into our Pabbly Connect account. But if you're a new user, you can sign up for free and get 100 free tasks every month. So as I'm an existing user, I'm going to sign into my Pabbly Connect account. After signing in, you can see the All Pabbly apps window in front of you, in which you can see all the products that Pabbly provides. From which we are going to select Pabbly Connect by clicking on this Access Now button right here. Then Pabbly Connect's dashboard is going to appear in front of you. In order to start an automation process in Pabbly Connect, we need to create a workflow. For that, click on this top right corner button right here that says Create Workflow. A dialog box is then going to appear in front of you, which is asking for the workflow name and for us to select a folder. So for the name of my workflow over here, I'm going to give it as Create Shopify Customer on Paperform Submission. Okay, so this is the name that I want to give to my workflow. After that, it is asking for us to select a folder. So on the left side of my screen, you can see I've created multiple folders in my Pabbly Connect account, from which I'm going to select a specific folder in which I want to save this workflow in. For that, click on this drop down. These are the folders from which I'm going to select Shopify Automations as the folder I want to save this workflow in. After giving the name to the workflow and selecting the folder, I'm going to click on this Create button in order to create a workflow. A workflow is created in the name of Create Shopify Customer on Paperform Submission, and you can see that there are two windows in front of you. One says Trigger, other says Action. So what is Trigger and Action? Trigger and action are the two most important steps of our automation process because our process depends on these two concepts. Over here, trigger says when this happens and action says do this. That means what is action? Action is a response towards our trigger. In an automation process, there can be only one trigger step but multiple action steps. We are going to set up our trigger step first. And for the trigger application over here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to select it as Paperform. As with the help of Paperform, I have created a form with the help of which I am going to collect my leads data. So this is the form that I've created. I want that as soon as the new form submission is going to be done by the lead using the form that I've created using Paperform, automatically the trigger over here should capture the response of that. And that is why for my trigger application, I've selected it as Paperform. And for the trigger event, I'm going to select as new form submission. After selecting the trigger application and the event, you can see that Pabbly Connect has provided us with a webhook URL. Now, using this unique webhook URL, we're going to build the connection between Paperform and Pabbly Connect by following the steps given here below in the help desk. So firstly, I'm going to copy this URL from here. After copying the URL, log into your Paperform account and open the form that you have created that you want to connect to Pabbly Connect. So this is the form right over here and I want to connect this form to Pabbly Connect. In order to do that, open the edit page of the form. So this is the edit page. From the panel, go to After Submissions and from the drop down, go to Integrations and Webhooks right over here. As you go to land towards Integrations and Webhooks page of your form, if you're going to scroll down over here, it says Webhooks, click on it. And as you go to click on it, it says Add Webhook, click on this Add Webhook button. For the URL, paste the webhook URL that Pabbly Connect has provided us. And for the trigger on, there are two options from which select new submission over here, okay? After adding the URL and selecting the trigger on, click on this create button in order to add the webhook. As you can see, the webhook URL is successfully added to my Paperform. Now what we're going to do is we're going to go back to our workflow and scroll down. It is saying waiting for webhook response. So now to check whether Paperform is successfully connected to Pabbly Connect or not, what we're going to do is we are going to do the test submission of this form that we have created using Paperform. And after doing the test submission, we're going to check whether Pabbly Connect captures the response of the test submission being done or not. For doing the test submission from the panel, go to share. As we're going to come towards the share page, this is the link. I'm going to open this link in a new tab. So this is the form right over here. Now let us do the test submission. It is asking for the lead's first name. So for the first name over here, I'm going to write it as new. For the last name over here, I'm going to write it as lead33. For the email over here, I'm going to write it as newlead33@pabblytudes.com, and for the phone number over here, I'm going to write in a dummy mobile number right here. After filling in all the required details, I'm going to click on the submit button to the test submission. It says submission successful. As now the test submission is done successfully, I'm going to go back to my workflow and scroll down. And yes, you can see over here the response of the form submission has been successfully captured. If you're going to tally the response, phone number, this dummy mobile number. Over here, there's the email that was newlead33@pabblytudes.com. First name as new and last name as lead33. As the response of the form submission has been captured in our trigger, this means that Paperform has now been connected to Pabbly Connect and our trigger setup is done. After setting up our trigger step, we need to set up our action step. My objective is that as soon as by the lead a new form submission is going to be done using Paperform, I want to create that lead as a customer in my Shopify account. Now for that, we're going to set up our action step, in which for the action application over here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to select it as Shopify legacy right here. And for the action event, I'm going to select as create customer. And then I'm going to click on this connect button in order to connect Shopify to Pabbly Connect. A window is going to appear in front of you on which click on add new connection, or else you can select the existing connection that you have. After that, over here, it is asking for the admin API access token and the subdomain. So firstly, for the subdomain, log into your Shopify account. So this is my Shopify account. You can see right over here. From the left side of the panel, this says online store. I'm going to click on this preview button of my online store right over here, as I'm going to land towards my online store. In this URL between the https and .myshopify.com, this is the subdomain. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy this subdomain from here and paste the subdomain right over here, okay? Now, as we have entered our subdomain, it is asking for the admin API access token. So now to create an admin API access token, log into your Shopify account again. From the left side of the panel, go to the settings option at the bottom left corner. After coming to settings over here from the left side of the panel, go to apps and sales channel. After coming over here, it says develop app. Click on this button right here. We are going to create a new app. For that, click on this create an app button. It is asking for the app name. So for the app name over here, I'm going to write it as new customer added. Okay, so this is the app name. I'm going to click on this create app button right over here. As you can see, the app is created in the name of new customer added. Now we have to give some API scopes. So for doing that, click on this configure admin API scopes button right over here. And as we want to create a customer in our Shopify account, so for the scopes over here, I'm going to search for customers. So these are the scopes for customers. I'm going to select both scope, read and write right over here for every customer scopes provided over here, okay? As we have done that, you have to click on the save button to save the changes. As we have done that, you can see over here the scopes are successfully added. As now the scopes are added, we have to install this application that we have created. For that, click on this install app button and then click on this install button to install this application in our Shopify store. As the application is successfully installed, we have received the token. We have to reveal the token from here and copy it from here. This is the access token and paste it right over here and then click on this save button. As you have done that, you can see Shopify is now been successfully connected to Pabbly Connect. As now the connection is done successfully, it is asking for all these details with the help of which we are going to create a new customer in our Shopify account. So for the data of these fields, what we are going to do is we are going to map the data. Mapping means inserting data from the previous step. So we're going to insert the data from the previous step of this workflow. How it works is that as soon as I'm going to click on it, this was the previous step, that is Paperform new form submission. As I'm going to click on it, this is the same response that was captured in our previous step, and in the response we have received our leads data. I want to create this lead that was generated using Paperform as a customer in my Shopify account. So for the data of this field, what we're going to do is we're going to select the data of this first name of our lead from my previous response, as I want to create this lead as a customer in my Shopify account. So as now I have selected the data from my previous response, what happens is the data is mapped. And as I have mapped the data has now become dynamic. That means now whenever a new response is going to be captured in our previous step, automatically the new data is going to be updated in place of this mapped data. Similarly, for the last name, I'm going to map the data of the last name right over here. Next, it is asking for the email address, so I'm going to map the data of the email address right here. It is asking for the phone number, so I'm going to map the data of the phone number as well right over here. After it is asking for all these details which I do not have, so I'm going to skip the part. For the note over here, I'm going to enter a note over here that is new lead. Okay, this is the note that I want. After that, it is asking for all these details, so I'm going to skip the part and simply I'm going to click on the save and send test request button over here. As I've done that, we have received a customer's ID in the response, which is a positive response. So now I'm going to open my Shopify customers page. This is the customers page of my Shopify account. I'm going to refresh this page from here. As I've refreshed the page, you can see a new customer has been added in my Shopify account. Let us tally the response. Name comes as new lead 33. Email comes as new lead 33@pabblytudes.com with a dummy mobile number. And if I'm going to scroll down, the note comes over here as new lead. As you can see, a new customer has been added in my Shopify account. This means that we have successfully created an automation between Paperform and Shopify with the help of Pabbly Connect. So now to sum up till now what we have done, I am an owner of an e-commerce store, and using Paperform I've created a form with the help of which I collect my new leads data, and using Shopify I manage my online store. In the trigger I've selected as Paperform new form submission, as whenever by the lead a new form submission is going to be done, using the form that I've created using Paperform, automatically the trigger over here is going to capture the response of the form submission. Now in the form submission we have received the leads details. Using the leads details, automatically a customer is going to be created in our Shopify account using this action step, that is Shopify Legacy Create Customer. And with Pabbly Connect, I've built a connection between these two applications in this manner. So this was it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. Not just with these applications, you can create automation between multiple other applications with the help of Pabbly Connect. If you have any questions, you can contact us on support@pabbly.com. If you have any queries, you can check the queries on forum.pabbly.com. And if you have any pricing related issues, then you can check out this link. If you like this video, please do subscribe to our channel, hit on the like button, comment on if you have any questions or doubts, and please share this video.